Yeah,
We saw a movie.
you could call it that. It wasn't. It wasn't a movie.
So, we saw Dancin, not Dancing. Dancin, it's on.
It's important to have the little apostrophe there.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Exactly. There's a difference.
Don't you agree?
Today we have our resident dance expert, Tiffany.
Hi.
So, where do we start on this movie?
I guess we start at the beginning.
True. So, opening dance number. It opens straight with music and dancing.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not. It shows our two main characters, Jen and Ken, dancing. Ken at his fucking job washing dishes, and Jen at school.
They don't really clarify what their situations are. You just watch, and they play. I don't know. Were those original songs or were those covers of songs?
Those, I think they were all original songs made up for this movie because they didn't want to license anything.
Yeah.
Because they're that cheap.
It's honestly the best way to summarize it is or to imagine it is High School Musical ripoff.
Our main character is going to her dad's hotel.
That she hasn't seen in 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh.
In, what was it, something...
It was Panama City.
Panama
City.
City. That's what it was. Okay. Gets on a plane, flies there. When she lands is at the airport, something just weird happens. A golf cart with a mime on it shows up and takes her luggage. I'm not lying here. You guys will back me up on this.
Yeah, that was... I had heard a lot about this movie, but that was the last thing I expected. Was a mime on a golf cart. And then a commercial for Panama City.
Yeah, pretty much a commercial. It showed a bunch of spots inside of the city, amusement things.
The beaches, the sites, for some reason, the golf courses.
Yeah, the mini golf course.
And hair parlors.
With
for some reason they were cutting hair outside.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
No. No, that hasn't been a thing since the 18th century, I think.
Because, that was the weirdest part of it outside of what we just said. But every place they drive by, there's a group of people outside to basically, welcome her as if they know her. They're all waving and they might do a little dance if they can. And I'm just I was sitting there scratching my head who are these people?
Yeah.
Because she hasn't been there before. That's why everything appears as new to her, because she hasn't been there before, so how do they know who she is?
Maybe they know her through her father, because he's rich?
Uber rich.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's the weirdest commercial for a city you will ever see. Within a movie.
I just loved how the song was... literally the lyrics were Panama City.
Yeah. Panama City, it's so fucking awesome.
It's I would join you with that, but the songs are so forgettable that we just got back from seeing the movie and I cannot remember for the life of me any of the lyrics. Because the songs were just so uninteresting and just so boring.
And then we finally get to Jen's father's hotel.
Which is more like a resort amusement park. Giant thing.
Yeah, true.
Stuff everywhere.
And apparently it's full of performers. They just tried to fill as much of the screen with shit as they could.
Pretty much. That was their excuse. It was yeah, what is it? Even the, oh my god, who was it? Oh my god, I forget his name, the black guy.
Oh, the captain.
His name is Captain. He doesn't even have a real name. It's just Captain. So I don't know what the hell was going on there.
Yeah, the guy who plays the captain is from So You Think He Can Dance, I think?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I just watched some interviews about the movie.
They never said the name until the competition at the end. It was on the back of his jacket.
I think they briefly said it, but
I
it's
don't
just
remember
like,
that at all.
again, there's so much happening with this movie. Like again with this guy, it's weird. It's like he has Tourette's with dancing. Like almost pretty much every scene he's in, like he'll talk and he, like I heard someone say he was like the Jar Jar Binks of the movie.
Yeah.
But honestly, he wasn't offensive.
No.
Personally, he was the best thing about the movie.
Oh yeah, he was great. I loved that character because it was just so weird. At the end of like every conversation, he would like do a little dance, and
he even danced when like the characters walked away.
yeah,
And he's looking at them. I forget what was it, like at one point, like one of the characters walks away. They're not even facing him, and he does the dance, and he ends with like the point. And it's like, they're not even looking at you. Why? And no one else is looking at him in the background, because of course then they keep these people in the background.
yeah. They keep a bunch of people in the backgrounds to like either fill the screen or just do stuff. I don't understand.
Yeah.
They only focus on it for like a few seconds, and then they go away.
And then it's a basic editing program, phase wipe or whatever. to
Oh my
that
god,
scene.
those were so bad.
Yeah, it's like if someone edited a whole movie with just using iMovie or something like that.
Yeah, with all the transitions iMovie
The
has.
reflection.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
They're really cheap, basically. It's.
very cheap looking cuts. I don't know if I'm the only one who saw this. Seemed to me that the whole thing was dubbed.
At parts, I thought it was, because it just
Yeah,
did
here
not
and there.
match up.
Yeah, it
At
seemed
moments.
dubbed to me because a lot of the stuff was just weirdly said, or the actions never met up with how the person was talking. It just seemed like someone was sitting in a studio and saying words.
I think at the very least, whenever I noticed the redubs, it was at least the quality of the redubs matched the quality of some of them, not all of them, but like quite a few of them. Whenever the times that I noticed, it was like, because sometimes you hear redubs and it's like obviously someone in a studio or obviously not outside. But some of these, it's like even though you're looking at the lips and they're obviously not saying whatever the voice is saying, but at least the voice almost matches the environment, like what it would actually sound like. Some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, some of them. I mean, there's some scenes where it's just basically almost, it's either just the music or just the person talking, and you know that there would be noise there. Like,
Yeah.
especially within like the hotel, you would expect noise. Like, just people talking.
Yeah.
But no, of course, the only thing you can hear is whatever background music they've got going on, which some of it is just like, it just does not match at all, or it's just hilariously bad. And then the dialogue of what the character's saying. Like, even going back to when the girl, what was her name? Something August, because that's basically all they called her, was the
Jen.
August
Jen.
girl.
Jen August? Yeah.
That's how great this movie is. We don't even remember the friggin'
I remember,
main girl's name, I
remember,
guess.
remember Shotzi.
Yeah.
Oh,
That ridiculous.
we're getting there. Yeah,
We're
that's
almost
another
there.
poor name. And it's, if you've ever heard someone compare this to Birdemic, it is a lot like that because the dialogue is so awkward and poorly written.
Yeah, it's very stilted.
When she first goes in and you see all these people, and a lot of them are either dancers or they're, I guess, aerobics.
Some type of theater.
Acrobat, whatever.
Theater actors. And what was like these two people off to the side, they quoted, they said a quote from, what, a movie?
It was
Shakespeare.
Gone with the Wind. Or
Yeah, Gone with the
Gone
Wind.
It was the last thing that.
And she doesn't go like, wow or whatever. She's like, Gone with the Wind, I love that movie.
Yeah, like we
It's like,
didn't
wow, thanks
get
for the
that
reference. That's like Family Guy level explaining shit.
Yeah,
Let's explain this cutaway and then explain the joke again. It's like, why? Stop it.
yeah, and there's the concierge who quotes Shakespeare
Okay.
constantly.
Yeah, that's their thing. It's, they just stand, or what is it, like, yeah, it's the one guy who's quoting Shakespeare and the other guy who doesn't say a thing.
Yeah,
Now that I think about it.
like he hands some woman a key card to a hotel room, and it's to be. So he goes, to be or not to be. That is the question.
Whenever, like, I just especially just like had to laugh at that. Not the way they intend. You know, you're supposed to laugh because it's funny. No, I laughed because of how bad it was. Because, like, when I was little, even I made jokes like that whenever I was in hotels or whatever, or anywhere, and you would see the two Bs, and it'd be like, oh, to be or not to, you know, childish stuff. So you can tell what the writing is on par with. And even the guy that's with him is kind of like a magician.
Yeah,
because he like grabs a white rose and turns it red for her.
Does some sleight of hand.
And she's like, wow, amazing. Like, she just basically, like, it's weird. They cut to her, and they cut back to, like, these people, and they kind of go all over the place. And it's basically, whenever they show her, she's, like, basically saying all the synonyms for good. If I want to sound intelligent.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome, cool, amazing.
Acting's just so bad.
Oh, yeah.
No one talks like that.
All
Except
the
maybe us.
actors, and it's just so bad. The dancing was okay. There's moments where it was really good. Acting was just, it's not okay at all.
It's just awkward scene after awkward reaction of just, like, great proportions. So, our main character girl, Jen, sees...
month. No, they didn't say that.
That would have been
good.
funny. That would have been genuinely funny.
Yeah. In one weird way.
Sees our main character guy dancing in the lobby, and then is interrupted by our antagonist, I guess? I don't know. It's weird because he's kind of an antagonist, but not really.
Yeah.
He's not, like, trying to stop anything. He just kind of wants to be with Jen. Then ends up going, nah, I don't want to.
Just that, like, typical rich kid guy.
He
He also
works in the hotel, and he has the weirdest stare. Like, I swear he's going to murder someone. We were saying throughout the movie, now he's going to murder them.
He was either going to murder her, or he was going to murder the other guy, or he was basically just going to go on a killing spree.
Yeah.
Either way, there was going to be bloodshed. That's what we agreed on.
Yeah. The stare just gave us the willies. But his acting is just... It's Rod from Birdemic levels.
Yeah, you had to explain that to me, but once you explained it, I realized that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. You expect him to start going on about solar panels and his electric hybrid.
Which is also a plug-in hybrid. And I think even I made that sound too good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You did.
But, like, I just loved his introduction with, like you said, like, yeah, the other guy is dancing and she's noticing him, but then this guy, Dan, and a lot of the time they call him, or pretty much every single time they call him Danny.
Yeah.
So that brings me back to The Room, which that's amazing. This one movie is making references to other movies. I don't know if it's intentional, because the other kid was named Denny. Yeah, there's actually a difference. There's Danny and Denny. Why you would name a kid after a restaurant, I don't know. But, like, I loved how they introduced him and how, like, they actually... Even one scene that I will give this movie that they did kind of okay with the quality they had was that they show the guy, like, right here, and he's kind of all focused out. And even with him focused out, and they kind of, like, lowered his volume and added a little echo to it to basically show, okay, she's not paying attention to him, she's paying attention to the guy back there. And even with that, his bad acting was still going through.
Yes.
He's, like, what was it, he was, like, trying to get her attention or whatever.
Exactly.
But, like, I liked the idea of it, and I was almost kind of thinking they were going for, okay, is she going to, here's this, the good guy, or is she going to go after the bad boy? But then they pretty much drop that.
Yeah, they
and basically turn it into, oh no, he's actually a bad guy who wants the girl. And the supposed bad boy is not a bad boy at all. If anything, he just looks homeless.
He's a bland man.
He's what?
He's bland. He's just bland. He has no personality really other than dance. I like it. Yo.
He kind of like a lot of the. I don't know. Maybe it was just the actor they chose, but like a lot of the time, I was just like seeing Taylor Lautner in this movie. I mean, I think he's more built. Like he has more muscle than this guy in the movie.
Yeah, this guy is very skinny.
But like just because like he's got the short black hair and doesn't have any facial hair.
Mildly tan.
Yeah, and tan.
Yeah, mildly tanned.
It was just like, okay, this is... I almost was thinking, okay, this is like an alternate Twilight where, okay, this is Jacob if he was legitimately gay and was into dance.
Yes.
And never werewolfed out, or wolfed out, whatever you want to call it.
There has been many gay jokes through us watching this because everyone knows the stereotype, male dancers. Male dancers who are really good, bound to be gay.
Yeah.
In one way, shape, or form.
Our expert can attest for this.
She could tell us.
And sometimes
how
they
many
don't.
of them?
Sometimes they don't want to believe it. Sometimes they tell you, "No, I'm not gay." Come on now, stop it.
Come on, you're at least bisexual.
Everyone knows.
They gotta come out of the dancing closet.
No, they gotta come out of the closet dancing.
There you go. So love triangle.
Yeah.
We're at a love triangle at this point.
Yeah, we're at a love triangle at this point. Danny shows her to the room where her dad's at, I guess.
Yeah, they're like sweet.
Yeah, whatever.
Thing
Their big room.
with a staircase.
Yeah. Her dad has a weird accent. I'm not sure if he was trying to do an accent, or if he literally has an accent, but it's so slight that it doesn't work.
It's he sounded like this girl had no accent whatsoever. They're not in another country, and he for some reason like gave off like a British, Australian, and I don't know if I should even mention New Zealand.
Yeah, kind
Something.
I don't know. This is American here, so what do you?
It sounds like a sort of Australian accent to me, but where like the person's losing it.
It just sounds like he was trying too hard if he didn't have the accent in the first place.
Yeah, true.
Because there's a lot of like British or outside the American actors who can hide their accent very well.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get the ones that it kind of comes through a little bit. This, it's almost like he was basically just letting it come out.
Yeah.
Not to say that he was going so much off and on, but you got the feeling that he was trying to hide it, but he just wasn't good at it. Mm-hmm. And they just left it. And yeah, and it was another one of those, another cliche was the whole, he didn't see her for like 5 years.
He said 3 years, but then she said 5 years.
Yeah, she said 5 years, something months, days.
Then it got
it's
really
like,
awkward. Then it got really awkward.
I think that's the movie.
Yeah.
Then it got really awkward, and then stuff happened.
Someone tried to apologize, someone got mad, stormed off.
Yeah. I think after that it cuts to the next day.
Oh, I have no idea.
Or whatever. I'm not sure. I lost track of half the shit in this film because there's so much stuff to talk about. There's so much...
It's just, a lot of it is, you have to see it to believe it. And
so bad. Maybe
I'll put in clips from the trailer in here so you can kind of get an idea, because I saw the trailer and basically what you see in the trailer is pretty much what you see in the movie. I don't really think there was anything that was too different. They really
just sort of focused on the dancing in the trailer I saw.
Yeah.
They didn't, do pretty much any of the acting. They just went, here's the dancing. Here.
Because that's what's good about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
The acting was terrible.
Yeah. These people aren't actors, they're dancers.
They very well could have gotten a full cast of people that knew how to dance and knew how to act. These go to Broadway. There's bound to be tons, if not hundreds of thousands of people that try to get on Broadway that can act and dance, and there you go.
Yeah. I have a feeling they just went, oh, you're local to this city.
Hey.
We can easily just pay you. That's what I say. It's basically made up of we're too lazy to to fly actors in or out of anywhere, so we just use the people that we have in this area.
Pretty much. It's just really bad. That's all I can really. That's all we can really say. It's.
We got the love triangle, then it went to like a love square.
Yeah, and then
With,
they.
What was it? Shotzi and who was the other person? Well, it was Shotzi and Danny.
Yeah, it was Shotzi, and Shotzi is basically like, she was introduced in pretty much the laziest way.
Yeah.
It was basically she just appeared in the movie. Like, what was it? It was after a certain point, and like you can even see it in the trailer. I don't know if you saw it in the one you did, but it was basically, it's another thing of, okay, the father owns this, amazing hotel and everything, and he doesn't want his daughter to be dating a dishwasher. And I'm just like sitting there scratching my head like, wait a minute, he's a dishwasher that works at your place.
Yeah.
So shouldn't he be making good money? I mean, I know, like I'm not saying like he should be rich himself, but it's like he's not going to be dirt poor.
And, like, you're the owner. If you're freaking...
Make him rich.
If your kid's interested in this guy, you own the place. You can just promote him. That's the easiest solution to, he's a dishwasher.
I don't know, it was a very cliche thing, just rich guy, rich daughter. Daughter wants to date guy that's like the lowest guy on the totem pole, and the father's like, oh no, here's a rich guy.
Do not approve. Here, guy, rich.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Shotzi gets introduced, I think, after the date that Danny and...
I think the father... was the father showing her around?
I don't know.
It's going somewhere.
Yeah, they were like out in front of the hotel, I think.
She was just dancing with two other people. Now, you don't know her name for like... God, the next like 20, 30 minutes.
If you're not paying attention, I think he says, there's dancers over there. One of them's Shotzi, whatever, who cares? Like, something like that. And they're dancing, and I think Ken joins in because Shotzi is his dance partner, or something like that.
I think. And then Danny joins in because Jen... okay.
That's what this movie does. It's like... You need to see it. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, it is.
Danny, and then the love pentagon.
Yeah, the love pentagon.
Let me describe, because I noticed like we haven't exactly gone into detail about the love pentagon. The thing is, okay, the girl is interested in the first into the dishwasher, and the father doesn't like that, so he says, okay, I want you to go out with this other guy, Danny.
And then he starts liking her.
And
so
then,
you have the triangle.
And because the whole Danny father thing is keeping her away, or, oh my god, again, oh no, it was shortly after the dishwasher and the girl got together that then for some reason the bellhop, or whoever the captain, suddenly said, it was like he said something to Ken. That's his name, Ken. Mm-hmm. Like as if to say like he was interested in the girl too. So we thought, okay, so this is another guy. And then pretty much like during the time that then Danny and Jen, oh my god, like all these names, are together, then they come across Shotzi and I guess her group, who she then pretty much drops like a few seconds later. Like she had two dancers behind her and then all of a sudden they just disappeared.
They're never seen again.
So Shotzi, now I originally thought that she was interested in Danny, but that wasn't a thing. That was never actually explained. She likes Ken, and Jen and Ken are a thing, and then Danny wants Jen as well, so we got this weird, not even a pentagon, just...
This weird...
And the captain, like, never says anything to that regard again, as far as I know. Yeah. Then everything else is like, cheer, he becomes the mystical black man, as many people like to joke in a lot of movies.
He does.
Like, he's always giving the poor white people advice. Not saying this movie is racist, I'm just saying, like, it's for some reason
Yeah.
that's kind of only his thing. And he, like I said, he's not offensive. He's not a stereotype.
He was one
At
of
least
my
I don't
favorite-
think
he was one
so.
of my
Yeah.
favorite characters.
He was just there, and he just said some stuff, and that was it.
He's just sort of the actor that played him. That's
Pretty
basically
much,
how
and
I see it.
He was like the best part of the movie. Like I just love this one scene where he just literally like it's just like one of the characters standing there, and he just like walks in. Like he just he dances
That's
in.
during the dancing thing with Shotzi, Dan, Ken.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He slides in after Dan starts fucking dancing.
And it's so.
And I just started laughing my ass
It's
off.
just so close up because all you see is Jen's face from here up, and then you got this much more of a frame, and he just slides right in.
Like that.
So hey.
I'm here to give you exposition
Yeah.
and such.
And you love pentagon-shaped thing.
yeah.
Because then it turns, then everyone thinks that everyone else is interested in another person,
Yeah.
and that happens 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And
There's emotion dancing.
It is as bad as you can think it is.
Like, after I think Jen tells Ken that she's going on a date with Dan,
And Ken freaks.
Yeah,
just
he-
freaks out.
he goes in where he's practicing with Shotzi for the dance competition, and then he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm not dancing today. Fuck it.
I just love how like he's like Ken's at work and she comes over and she tells him, "Look, my father
Yeah.
doesn't like us being together, so he wants me to go with Danny.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
him, but you know, my father's telling him to do this." And Ken is still mad at her.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is like one of those, like, you know, you see in a lot of these
So
movies,
cliche.
it's like, in like a lot of those other movies, they never get the chance to explain the situation. And that's how, you know, the drama builds. But this, she literally was able to tell him the truth, and for some reason he couldn't accept that. It's like, seriously? And then he meets up with the father later, and the father's trying to act
Yeah.
all intimidating because he's at like a gym and he's, you know, punching a punching bag.
And I think this guy was like a former action star or something because he's built.
He was built. Like, if you see the
Yeah.
suit, you
Oh
couldn't
my
really
God.
tell, but once that scene happens, you're like, what the hell is he doing
Where?
here in a suit? Unless, you know, he's gonna rip out of it like a WWE
What is Saxon
champion.
Hale doing here?
Oh my god. Australium.
So
That's what this is all about, Australium.
so Danny
You know.
anger dances around. Not Danny, fucking Ken.
Ken.
Ken anger
Hi,
dances
Barbie,
around.
it's Ken.
Was it the pool at that point?
Yeah, he
I
gets
don't
to
even
the,
know.
he eventually gets to the
Yeah.
pool. He just dances until he gets there, and then
Throws a chair into the pool.
He's doing angry spins. He
Yeah.
like, I just loved. Yeah, it's like he's over at the pool. He grabs a little plastic chair, and throws it. And he actually pretty much put so much, or like he put so little effort into it that it basically reached the edge of the pool and then it stopped. It didn't even go into the pool, and he doesn't do anything with it afterward. Like what? Like he kicks over a trash can. I just loved how like when he's first, even going back to how this all started, he goes out of the practice. I forget, what do you call it? Like when you're
Studio.
The studio.
Whatever.
and there's 2 benches. There's like a regular one that's probably made out of wood or whatever, or
wood or
pla-
metal.
or
That-
metal.
That one was definitely plastic.
And then the
And
other
then
one.
the other one was
Yeah,
plastic,
that's so
and he doesn't do anything. He's like, you know, he kind of like punches the wall, and he doesn't
Kicks
really
it.
do anything with the metal bench. But then he kicks the plastic one, and it doesn't even flip. It just kind of like
skirts along.
skirts along. Like it's almost like the I don't know. Have you ever heard of the like the Rage? Oh my God, what was it, like the Rage Gamer
Rage
videos? No, it's like the first one. Sorry, we're going off topic, but like I just need to make this point that like, you know, it was oh my God, it was on Tosh.0, like the kid who the mom canceled his World of Warcraft
Oh
account.
yeah, that
Oh.
guy.
And he flips out and, you know, he tries to shove a remote up his ass.
I think that it's been exposed that most of the videos that have been put out there of him are faked, and
Pretty
he's just
much.
basically playing it for the camera. But let's
You think the first one was real, though?
ah
In some degree. I don't know, but anyway, my point is, like, and the other night I was like, we found that, and then I was like watching the other ones, and there was the one, I think it was like the third one or whatever, when the parents get him this old beat up dirty truck. Even though they have like this Hummer and this gigantic freaking, I don't know what it was, like this giant like pickup truck, this like gigantic thing, but they get him this little thing for like, the father said like $200. And when the kid flips out, he grabs like a bat, and he doesn't like, because when you're trying to trash a car, you always go for what's easy to break. You always go for the side view mirrors, you always go for the lights, and you go for the windows.
Yeah.
But he only went for along the back side, not hitting the taillights, just like along the side. And then he jumped onto the tailgate, and he was hitting that, so he wasn't really doing any damage to it.
Yeah.
And that's basically like what was happening, like going back, that was basically in the movie. It's like he obviously couldn't break anything for real, or they couldn't even make anything to make it look like, okay, he broke something legit.
Yeah.
It was basically just, okay, you can kick over this trash can, you can toss this plastic chair, and then to basically, I think, finish it, at one point, well, actually, I'm sorry, no, he actually rips his tank top that already looks like he pulled it out of the garbage. Because, I don't know, it might have been naturally tan, but it looked like he hadn't washed it in years.
Yeah.
It looked like it was yellowed with, sweat and disgustingness. And considering that he pretty much did look dirty the whole time.
Yeah, he looked kind of
his hair looked messy. It looked like, when you sweat and your hair, is all over the place because it dries. But, to end it, and then he basically takes, one of the lounge chairs and finally tosses it into the pool. Toshes. Yeah, sure. And that's the finale. It's like, seriously?
Then the director shows up.
Yeah, you had to tell that, you had to explain that to me, that was the director, and I'm like, wow, that's like M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water level shit right there.
Yeah, true. He's like a major plot device within this whole movie. He goes, you're a good kid until you threw that chair in the pool.
It's like, how do you know, old man?
And then he ends up, we find out, and he's some incredible dancer that's back in 60s, 70s.
Yeah, back in the day.
And he ends up coaching. At first, it's what's his name? Oh
Ken and Shotzi.
Shotzi.
But he's so mad because of the whole him and Jen thing. Because for some reason, like I said before, she explains the situation and he's still mad at her.
And just can't focus.
He's so angry he can't keep his focus, so whenever they go to practice, he's not really into it, or he's too mad. And then
No. His heart isn't in it. His heart is
oh my god. It's cliche the movie. That's basically it's just with less effort. That's what this is called. Cliche the movie. Dancing it's on cliche the movie.
Let's just get over the whole love thing.
That's all it is.
Shotzi wants Ken. And it's so oh my god, stop. With love pentagon thing. But eventually, after the multiple times of flip-flopping everybody, Shotzi and Danny get together, and then Jen and Ken get together for the whole competition thing.
I think...
I don't know.
I don't know. There's just a throwaway line where Danny says, "Winning is everything," about this dance competition, and then
Jen's like, nah.
And then when Shotzi comes in, she's like, "Winning's everything," and he's like, "That's my girl. I like her."
Yeah, that's kind of...
It's just like, okay.
And then, what made Ken go get Jen? I forget. Something happened. And he, ran all... It was with Shotzi. She was saying how he should follow whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we're gonna get together. And he runs out the door and just goes to find Jen. He screams her name, and they're like, oh my god!
Oh yeah, that was when one of the, pretty much the only other best scene in the entire movie happened. Was then as he runs over to her, they then have this one guy who reacts. He's just sitting there, he's like, huh? And then I don't even know if I think they say something a little bit, and then they kiss. Or no, it's like they're talking, and then he's like, kiss already.
Yeah.
And they do, and then it's like basically down the line, these people react.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there's like this big woman with her like little husband, and she's like, oh, they're so sweet, and he's like, I wish you were that sweet to me. And then they went to like a gay couple.
There was this one guy, and he was talking. I literally went. We were the only people in the theater.
So we were laughing our asses off.
The theater workers said we were the only people that bought tickets to the show for the past week, since it's been out.
And they've only had it for a week.
Yeah.
And they're only going to have it for
a week.
I think like the rest of this week.
Yeah,
I think that's what the guy said.
And, okay, what was I?
It was talking
the
about
gay
that
couple,
scene and the gay couple, and they were like, "Aw, it's."
The one guy.
It reminds me of us.
Yeah,
They were very flamboyant gay guys.
The one guy came into frame first. I'm like, oh, he's so totally gay, and then he go, and they just pan over. I'm like, whoop, yep.
Here's the gay couple.
Yep. There it is.
Not this guy.
This guy.
Not Ken.
There you are.
Seriously, with the scene you talked about earlier in the gym where the dad's beating up on the punching bag, I swear a porno was gonna break out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because they were like the only ones in there, and he was all, what was it like, I heard you, I heard you were interested in my daughter or something like that. When, honestly, it wasn't even Ken's idea. I mean, they were like, they were nice to each other, but she was the one who came to him while he was working and said, hey, ditch work. I need someone to show me around the town.
Don't worry, my father owns the place. He can take care of it. And it was the guy who takes care of that.
And it was after he was lectured by Danny, because apparently Danny is like his higher up. And like earlier on in the movie, Danny lectures him about being late. How late he is, we don't know, but like apparently he's kind of like constantly late.
Yeah, habitually.
So he's already, pushing it as it is. And then she just comes out of nowhere, and she's like, what I need is more important than your job. So, and like he's delivering, I guess, fresh towels or whatever to the hotels, to like these outside rooms that we didn't even know.
They make no sense.
And she grabs them and like tosses them on the ground, and he like tries to pick one up, and she just grabs it and tosses it down again. Yeah. And then at the same time, he's not, he's like, because then he's like, oh, okay, I'll just abandon my responsibilities. And, and he actually doesn't really get in trouble for it. No. I mean, he kind of gets in trouble because he's, with the boss's daughter, but he's not in trouble for basically ditching work. Like, because that's what I was kind of thinking was, okay, here we go, now here's where the drama's going to be. But no, they basically drop that, and then they bring in this other cliche, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just funny that, the title is Dancin, it's on, and it's weird. We don't even know how to say it, because there's only the apostrophe N, and that's it. There's no, colons or anything like that to be, like Dancin, subtitle, it's on. It's just Dancin, it's on. That doesn't sound like a good title. It's not
grammatically correct.
But this was the guy that directed Space Mutiny.
Yeah,
which, again, also, that title makes no sense.
As I was telling these guys, I looked up the director, and he did Space Mutiny, which you may or may not know from MST3K. If you don't, go look it up. Good episode.
I have to see that.
I
might have seen it, but...
Yeah, you probably...
I don't remember.
But the dancing was good.
It was, but like...
But it was all the same. It was very hip-hop, freestyle.
Yeah.
Which isn't really my cup of tea. It doesn't tickle my jimmies. But it was good.
Good thing it doesn't rustle them either. I mean...
No tickling, no rustling.
And I'm trying to think, should we talk about the final tournament? And how that went down, because that was something spectacular in itself, too.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought it was going to be, like, one couple, a little bit of it, and then the two, Jen and Ken. And
like, basically what every good movie does whenever there's a tournament, and it's like, okay, these other teams are here just so we can have other teams, but you really are going to focus on
Oh,
the
yeah.
good characters and the bad characters.
The good characters.
Like-
and
Well, you know,
bad
the protagonists and the antagonists, but they actually show two teams before the
And
the actual
whole-
two go, and they show
Thing.
both of those, both
Yeah.
of their whole performances from beginning to end, and even the audience's reaction afterwards, which honestly the audience loved all of it, so who
Yeah.
really cares?
Because the audience was filmed beforehand.
And
You
had,
can tell.
had light up dildos.
You can tell.
Yeah, they had like sticks.
You can tell it was a different event that they were filming because the quality switched. I could tell,
And
and
the
I'm
lighting was different.
Yeah.
Too.
I can tell, and I'm not even wearing my glasses. The quality switched. It got a little bit grainier, a little bit worse looking.
And there were some angles that it was like, okay, you can believe that the stage is right there and the audience is right there, or like, you know, that the audience is right there. But then there's other ones that it almost looks like they were filmed in an entirely different location.
Yeah.
Like they never really clarify where this is being held in the
In the
hotel.
area.
No, it's at
Do they?
some sort of club that's nearby the hotel in Panama
Oh, that's
City.
right.
But then one of the crowd angles,
It was
unless they
from the
were
pool.
watching it on TV, yeah, it was from the pool.
Yeah, which was weird.
And nobody was in the pool, by the
Yeah.
way.
No one.
It's like, why? Come on, there's gonna be people in the pool. Be legit. I know this movie is kind of bullshit, but
I think they just sort of looked and saw an event happening at this club and just filmed it.
Yeah.
Just took like one of their crappier cameras, filmed the crowd because the crowd will always get a reaction to the camera, and then they just kind of edited that in, or they had stock footage because cheap.
I just loved, and you explained this as, what is it, like they did something called, what is it, filming the rodeo?
Yes, they did filming the rodeo. They pretty much added in a clip of some sort of triathlon, I believe, or some sort of swimming competition.
It
or
was
something
some
like that.
swimming, surfing competition that was going on at the beach.
Oh, it was there was just tons of people in like wetsuits.
Yeah.
They
And it
just
was-
jumped in the ocean.
And it was obviously just filmed with, like, by somebody in the crowd with not even a big high quality camera, like just a regular film camera like this one.
Yes.
Like the quality literally was not that good. The sound quality was
And
really
it was
bad.
super random. There was just no. It was
Yeah.
like, oh hey, this is happening.
Yeah,
Now we're
nobody-
gonna come back to the story.
you kids,
None of the
exercise
characters-
is good for young people, and then it cuts to that for
Yeah.
like non sequitur.
It's just like, okay, but none of the characters were part of that.
Yeah.
They were doing something completely different.
It makes no sense. And
None of them swam at all.
Oh yeah, with the competition, the captain, the black door.
Oh yeah, even the
man.
captain had his own routine for some reason, even
And
though he
then-
was the announcer.
And they just had four.
Four
very
girls in
just very-
hot, tight pants.
Yeah.
And hot leather
And they just
pants.
kind of stood there, just kind of posed a little, just kind of this.
Yeah, they didn't, like, they were supposed to be his
This.
backup dancers, but they were like his
They
backup
didn't
posers.
do anything.
They were just like,
no, you gotta focus on the captain. You gotta do that. That's what they were going for.
You gotta grab the captain's steering wheel.
And throughout the whole thing, Danny and is that the right guys? Yeah, Danny and
Oh, hi, Danny.
Shotzi. I always want to say it like Shasta. I don't know why.
It is pretty much spelled exactly like Shots E. It's Shots Y.
Yeah.
That was literally it. Like, I thought it was, you know, maybe it was
felt
like an
like- yeah.
AU, something like that, but
Yeah,
no, it was
no.
literally Shotsy. So her parents are alcoholics. And considering she's a redhead, maybe she's Irish.
But throughout the whole thing, they're like, "We're gonna win. We're still gonna win. They were kind of good, but we're still gonna win." They did not win. It was.
I just love that, like...
and
It,
Ken like gets the we're not gonna win.
Yeah, and the
And he
direct.
insists on giving up. He's like, well, what's the point? We're not gonna win. And it's like, so wait, so all of this was a waste of time?
And the director character was like, "No, we're gonna go out there. You're gonna do it." He's like, "No, I don't want to."
He's
do
like,
it.
hey, I directed Space Mutiny. You can dance.
As
out
I
the
said,
fucking-
it was a direct quote from the director on set yelling at this actor. You're going
No,
to do this.
do it. You're gonna like it.
I just loved how, yeah, like in going back, like that scene of when they were basically showing, because yeah, like while Ken's having his little dance tantrum and then he's done, then the old man, who I call him, because I remember hearing a review saying it was kind of like Karate Kid,
Yeah.
like I called him the Mr. Miyagi of dance. Because for some reason, despite like you see this old guy, I mean, even like you see the way he walks, he kind of like
Kind of got a while.
almost like what do I want to say, like a
I think
hobble.
I think it's because
I was trying not to say hobbit.
how big he was.
Because yeah, he
Just
was
his
like,
weight.
cause he was like a big guy, and then out of nowhere, like, and the guy's like, how do you know? And then he kind of like breaks out like Michael Jackson, and he, I mean, he doesn't do anything crazy, but he does a few moves, and Ken's like, that's amazing. He must, he
must be a dancer.
He must be a dancer. It's like,
And they go off.
huh? You read the script too? Or no, that was
That was when the swimming pool, when he was throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, that was right after.
I'm sorry, no, I was thinking of
the dancing of the old goat. Let me just say, when
was
he
hilarious.
broke out and it was so bad.
It wasn't even that
It
good.
was
Like I said,
it was
he
just him just doing this, and I don't know what he did.
like Ken did more
Yeah,
than that old guy did, but Ken was somehow impressed.
yeah. I don't
Even though like in you see all the different moves Ken does, but somehow he's amazed
it's
by
like,
that.
whoa, you
Yeah.
did this.
By it's like watching a fat guy dance. It's not that interesting. Unless you just want to see him like jiggle around, but he was an old guy, and it looked like he was constantly wearing a robe.
Yeah.
And then at the tournament, he was literally confirmed as Mr. Miyagi because he was wearing like some kind of weird outfit. Like it almost looked like I don't know, if, like Japanese or so garb, even though he wasn't.
It was a weird shirt. It just like.
Yeah. It was like a jacket, and the undershirt had a weird pattern.
Yeah, it had a weird pattern,
Low-
and I think he had like a
low-
scarf or something. Or
Yeah, he had something in the middle that like it looked like it was
that
like some
part
kind
of
of
the shirt, to be
leather.
honest. I don't
And
know.
what I loved, like when they first introduced him, you expect him to have like a Russian accent
Yeah.
because he's bald and he has it's weird. Like it looks like he almost has like some kind of whited hair, and then he's got like the dark eyebrows and the dark beard, mustache. And I'm kind of thinking of him to speak like Yugoslavian, but he doesn't, and it's just hilarious. Like, and even his acting is really bad because, like, at one point he tries to be like, "Oh, I'm really mad," and his body language is very mad, but
his face is
the audio and his face doesn't say
That's how
angry.
Ken was the same way because he got all mad.
Ken was
multiple
especially
times,
the same
but
way.
he looked like he was constipated.
It
And
did.
moments, I'm like, dude.
That's what
Yeah.
happens when you get bad actors trying to do anger. They always look constipated. I don't know what it is.
Urgh, I'm mad. Urgh. That was
Exactly.
like Trump just. Yeah, overall.
Ah,
It's a bad movie, but it was entertaining.
it was
It was
entertaining.
very-
Bad.
It
Lots
was
of laughs.
it was a very entertaining movie. Unfortunately, it's only in like 600 theaters throughout the nation.
Went for the next few days, I think.
Yeah.
Who knows how long it's going to be in
Yeah.
other theaters? I mean, at the one we
Exactly.
saw, he only said it was going to be for another week. And we were the only ones that, again,
I've
we were the
seen
only
it
ones he
before.
sold tickets to, or she did.
And it's already been a week.
So it's not going to last long. I have a feeling this movie's probably, it's pretty much going to be like almost the I don't know if I want to say it's going to be the worst thing, because I've heard some people say Gem was the worst.
Gem.
But Gem, where that was bad and there was like nothing good about it, because from what I've heard, it has like nothing to do with the source material.
Yeah.
Like very little. Like basically, Michael Bay's Transformers has more to do with the original cartoon than this Gem did with the old Gem cartoon. Like quite literally, Gem and the holograms in this, the only hologram was like what the little robot showed at one point. And this is me saying that based off of someone else's review. It's just like, it's really bad.
This is definitely just gonna like flop out of theaters. It's just gonna, all the theaters are just gonna take it off, and it's not gonna be seen until either a DVD releases of it or it just gets put online somewhere. It's probably not. No one besides like people who like good bad movies are going to see it, and it's really gonna be hard to find if it's only in 600 theaters across the nation.
Because once people hear like, oh yeah, it was terrible,
Yeah.
but it was like, it wasn't a good terrible, but it was, like I said, entertaining. It was so bad that it was just like, oh my god, I need to finish watching this, because it's just so bad.
Yeah.
We basically just lucked out in getting this movie, really.
Especially since we were the only ones in the
Yeah,
theater, so we
that
were
was
allowed
great.
to like say and do whatever we wanted.
We talked
Like,
more than
yeah.
they talked, I think.
yeah, we were just like laughing at the movie. We were we were our own Mystery Science Theater
Yeah.
in there, and nobody cared. I don't even think we ever saw the guy in the booth, but I don't
I
think
think
they even have
they-
guys in booths
I
anymore
don't know, actually.
because
Maybe
everything's
they
on
just
computers.
program it so like
Yeah.
where it's like this time it starts, this time it
I
stops.
think that's how it is. Except
Probably.
for when like the lady came in with the flashlight to make sure everyone was okay.
Yeah,
and
just
was
the
like,
three of us.
Hey.
Yeah, it's just the three of us. Oh, there she goes.
And even the theater itself was dead that day. I mean, like
It was also
when we
the
were
middle-
leaving,
well,
they
we
actually
went-
stopped to talk to us, and they were
How
actually
was it?
curious, like, "Hey, how was the movie?" And we were like, "It was bad, but in a good way."
Well, we went. What was it? The movie was at 1:50.
Yeah, 1:50,
Well,
and we got out at
people-
3:30.
Even high schoolers are still in school at that point. So
Yeah, true.
No one. Everyone's
Either
pretty
at
much in school. or
That's true.
sleeping.
work or school.
Yeah.
So the theaters are probably going to get more people like by now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, nighttime
around-
they'll get more.
At
But I
nighttime.
don't think anyone's going to go see Dancing It's On. They're going to see Jim if they are stupid.
God, that
Jim
commercial
and the
noise thing.
hologram.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do it, Jim.
Commercials. Every time I see it, can you stop? Please stop.
They're either going to see that, they're going to see... What else was in that theater?
I have no idea. I don't think I recognize anything else.
If they're Christians, they're going to see Woodlawn or War Room. Because...
See Angry Birds the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got a trailer for that.
I just love how we only got like 3 trailers before the movie started.
Yeah, we got like 3 trailers. Angry Birds movie, one was the new Alvin and the Chipmunks movie.
Oh
which
my
is
god.
why-
We could do a
Oh,
video
no.
just about that. Maybe we should.
I'm not fucking watching Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No, I
Watch
mean
the
not
trailer.
not to watch it. It's like let's just like watch the trailer and be like, what the fuck? I mean, like I was legitimately surprised. Like I thought they learned their lesson,
Yeah.
but apparently not.
No, that
Now it's road chip.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Is all I gotta say.
I just want to fucking shove their
The
chipmunks in a blender.
The Squeakquel, Chipwrecked, and now Road Chip. What is next? Silent Chips?
Silent chips.
Like Silent Hill? Or the
I wish
the
they would be
Squeaks
silent.
have eyes? I would pay to see that.
I wish they would be silent.
Inbred people or mutated chipmunks like capture the chipmunks and kill them and rape them.
That would be
That's
a
the
much
kind of
better
shit I'm
movie.
into. That would be a much better movie. And what's his name that plays Dave in the live action movies?
I forget.
My name is Earl.
I forget his name, but
The
his
Scientologist.
his
I think
career
he's
is
a
basically
Scientologist.
like destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Because
That's
of
the
those
only
movies.
thing he can do.
Yeah.
It's that check was calling his name. I'm pretty sure he would prefer if My Name is Earl was not canceled, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which that was actually a pretty good show in its own way.
I've seen a few episodes here and there. I kind of like it.
And I always hate, sorry, just a side rant, I hate when shows are canceled on a fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's
Because that's when,
Yeah.
because studios always like to make cliffhangers for the next season because it's like, oh, this will, ensure that audiences will come back for the next season, and then that's when they're canceled. And sometimes some of the people, they'll be nice enough to figure out, okay, this is how we can continue the series, through books or whatever. But then other people, they just drop it and then that's the end.
Or they go to like Netflix.
Like,
Arrested
I hope so.
Development Did that.
Well, we were watching, I was watching, like, My Name is Earl on Netflix, and I don't know, I guess Netflix just didn't pick it up. I heard they were going to do a movie, but I don't know if that's still in production.
Who knows?
I hope it is.
Well, we're getting off topic, so I think it's
Yeah.
time to like.
It's getting a
We wanna-
little bit dark now.
Now we're silhouettes. Now we're Todd in the shadows. Except we're not pussy whipped. Sorry.
Ha! Yes.
Ah,
Well,
ah,
no, you're not.
ah,
Yeah.
Eh.
ah.
So, us shadows are going to wave now.
Bye.
It'd be funny if they could see us.
That's how badly this we don't have an ending. Just
No, you can just
check it out if you want to.
It's the guy. The guy.
Oh yeah, the guy at the end, he's just like, yeah. Orange shirted guy, yeah.
Sure, guy.
Just any way you can see the movie. If you miss it in theaters, I don't know, you can torrent it. You know, it's worth the virus.
Well.
No, it's not.
Well.
I think this is just gonna be end up being reviewed by everyone, so.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people, so you can just wait for more reviews.
I just think it's basically just going to be as big as, like, Oogie Loves, where it's just like, okay, it's kind of obscure,
Yeah.
but that's about it. Like, it's not going to be like Food Fight, because Food Fight, it's like, not only is the story bad, but everything about it is bad.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of interest, but now that you know, that money cow has been milked, at least for reviewers, it's like, well, now we need a new thing. It's just like, meh. I mean, it has its moments, but honestly, like, seriously, I just think, you know, you might get a laugh out of it, but honestly, it's not going to be as big as, like, any of the other movies.
It's not going to be big as,
past.
like, Birdemic or as big as The Room. But it's still a movie that you can riff very well.
Yeah, you can just have fun with.
Okay.
Now we're gone.
Bye.